Senator Al Franken tries to do campaign finance reform the hard way. Tonight, in a rare bipartisan vote, the United States Senate voted 79-18 to proceed to debate on something huge, a constitutional amendment. The amendment would, in effect, overturn the Supreme Court decision in the Citizens United campaign finance case. Joining me now for an exclusive interview, Minnesota Senator Al Franken, a co-sponsor of that amendment. Senator Franken, how did you get 79 votes today in the Senate? I mean, for anything, but on something huge like this is astonishing.
Well, Lawrence, I don't want to disillusion you. I know you're a staff director on the Finance Committee under Chairman Moynihan, but sometimes procedural votes are sometimes taken for cynical reasons. And every time we've tried to reverse Citizens United, the Republicans have stopped us. And I think this vote was taken to really slow down action in the Senate on other things, on minimum wage, on equal pay, on student loans. So every time we've tried to reverse this horrible decision made on a 5-4 basis to put in undisclosed and unlimited amounts of money into campaigns, we've been stopped by the Republicans, and I don't think I would love to think that we're going to pass this, but we're not.
Well, Ted Olson, who argued the Citizens United case in the Supreme Court, wrote in the Wall Street Journal yesterday about this. He said, when politicians seek to restrict political speech, it is invariably to protect their own incumbency and avoid having to defend their policies in the marketplace of ideas. What's your reaction to that?
Well, this isn't about that. This is about unlimited, undisclosed money. A majority of American people, a vast majority, know that this is wrong. We've seen since between 2008 and 2012, those two presidential elections, we saw outside money triple from just about $330 million to over $1 billion. And this is undisclosed. Most of it. We don't know who is putting this money in. And it is wrong. And I believe in the power of numbers. And I have been asking Americans to go to alfranken.com and join our cause and sign on to we have a petition for reversing Citizens United. And we've had over 600,000 Americans sign up. So I ask viewers to do that.
And so it seems that the only way to reverse Citizens United would be through a constitutional amendment, unless President Obama or another Democrat suddenly gets a lot of openings on the Supreme Court.
That's right. And you know, again, I don't think we're going to get this constitutional amendment through, and you know the barriers to that, not right away. But that's why public opinion is so important, because nothing moves politicians like public opinion. And what we see right now, in that clip you showed about the untruthfulness in these ads, this has increased exponentially. That's what all the research shows, that since you've had this proliferation of outside money and these ads, you've seen untruthfulness in advertising that Americans are bombarded with.
And the constitutional amendment route requires 3/4. What is the passage level in the Senate for it? You have to get 2/3 majority in the Senate.
2/3. It's 3/4 of the states.
3/4 of the state legislatures then have to do it. It is the hard way. It is, and the House, of course, has to pass it by 2/3. It's the longest possible route to getting it done. And so
there are other constitutional amendments that have taken decades. So
that's right.
Hopefully this doesn't, and hopefully we'll have a Democratic Senate and a Democratic White House for a while, and then maybe get a different balance on the Supreme Court. This is a 5-4 decision, as so many by this conservative activist court.
So what is the plan on the Senate floor now that the Republicans have gone along with this and said, yeah, sure, you can debate this if you want to?
Well, we're going to have a debate, and so my understanding is we're going to have 30 hours, and we're going to use that time to make this case. On
to the situation with the Islamic State, I want to play something that President Obama said to Chuck Todd about this yesterday.
I'm confident that I've got the authorization that I need to protect the American people, and I'm always going to do what's necessary to protect the American people. But I do think it's important for Congress to understand what the plan is, to have buy-in, to debate it, and that's why we've been consulting with Congress throughout.
Senator Franken, if this comes to a vote in the Senate, what kind of plan could you vote for?
Well, we have to see what this plan is. What we've seen in Iraq is a reversal of the momentum from ISIS, and we've also seen the president go to NATO and get a NATO coalition together, and we've seen buy-in from countries in the region. This is a threat to countries in the region, so we need them. Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates. I want to hear what the president has to say on Wednesday. But this is a threat to the region. It's a threat to Europe. It's a threat to the United States. You know, I asked the Justice Department to double down on the recruitment of these American civilians who go over there and make sure that they can't come back legally.
Well,
they won't come back.
We've had a couple of them come from this one high school in Minnesota in your state. What's been your reaction to that?
Well, we've had a confirmation of a young man who had gone to high school in Minnesota. He was being followed by the FBI in San Diego. He had moved. This is the Somali Minnesota community has been affected by this. And again, we're talking about like handfuls of young people who have gone to Syria and Iraq. I met with the FBI special agent in charge in Minnesota last week. They are on top of this. They know who's there, and they're working with the Somali Minnesota community. Believe me, no one is more upset about this than they are, than that community. The Somali Minnesota community has become a vibrant community in Minnesota, over 30,000 people. We're talking about a very small number of young people who've done this. And I met with the FBI about 2 weeks after I took office in the Senate, because at that time there were some young people going to Somalia and fighting with Shabab. And the FBI tells me that the community is cooperating, is very cooperative, and I just wanted to say that because no one is more disturbed by this than the Somali Minnesota community.
Senator Al Franken, thank you very much for joining us tonight.